Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm Sethum and welcome back to another video guide for Ark Survival Evolved. Today in this video, folks, I'm going to be showing you how to tame a Manta. Now, this is a passive tame, but what makes it difficult is the fact that the Manta tends to be quite aggressive. Now, I know that there's a Manta not far from my raft, and obviously to tame a Manta you will need the angler gel. You have to put it in your last action bar, so in the 0 slot. And then you will have to go up to it and feed it. The problem with that is, as I said, it does get aggressive, and you do need a saddle to ride it. It is a pretty awesome creature in itself, in terms that it has a pretty nice ability, which I'll show you later on. So let's go and get that Manta. Okay, just making sure everything's alright. Oh, there it is. So we're gonna go and aggro it, then swim into the trap that I've got there. Now, for those that don't know how to build a trap, I will link a video both at the beginning of this video as well as at the end. So I'll put a little annotation there, and you can also find the video for this particular trap at the end. Now, the difference with the trap is that this time around I've put gates because it's easier to trap the Manta this way. And as you can see, it does do quite a significant amount of damage. So I need to get myself out of the raft. And this is where this little corner comes in handy that I showed you how to build. So let's start feeding the Manta some angler gel. And we should start taming it. The first feed and the second feed tend to be quite a ways away from each other in terms of time. So you'll have to wait quite a bit. I do want to wait for this Manta to position itself. My health is going down. So for this you also need some food to heal up if you don't have medical brews, but I do recommend using medical brews. Okay, so I'm gonna let it do its thing down there. It cannot go anywhere because it's trapped. Now, if you move the raft, you can move the raft, but the Manta will just go through the walls and you'll find that it will go out. So at the moment it's focused on the raft itself. So I wanted to see if you can tame it from the outside without actually being hit like you do with the Arthropleura and Mantis. Obviously it could probably work that way as well, but the trap is a bit large for that, so it does allow the Manta to move around quite a bit. Now, as you can see, it can hit me through the door frame, which is a bit annoying, and my health is fairly low. So this time around I'm going to show you what food does if you're going to use food and if you don't have access to medical brews. I do recommend having medical brews. They're not that complicated to make, but they do require a variety of resources to actually make them. They do heal quite a bit, as does food, but food just takes a bit longer to heal. Also, in order to heal and consume both the cooked meat or food and the medical brews, you will need to be on the raft, not swimming. As you can see, it is grayed out, therefore I am not able to consume it. After the first 2 feeds, the Manta will want its angler gel as food quite regular, quite often, so it does actually require that quite quicker than other creatures that are passive tames in the game. Alright, so we've done that. I just wanted to make sure. At the moment it seems to be happy in that corner, so I'll stick with that. It does make a weird noise in the water, as you can hear it. There we go. Sometimes it will do this, it will just stay in a corner. Other times it will just swim around attacking the corners, the raft. So you have to be very careful and ready to go to your safe spot on the raft. Trying to give it space. There we go. We give it some more angler gel. I guess that kind of made it move a bit. Now, the reason I keep a distance from it is simply because I don't want to get hit. When it hits you, it will also do damage to your scuba gear, and obviously without the scuba gear you won't really be able to spend a lot of time underwater, so it will shorten the time you spend underneath water. Ooh, I'm slightly stuck here. This could... okay. So that could sometimes be a problem. You can find yourself stuck. Oh, I missed my point of entry. There we go. It still got me. But that's the way it does tend to happen. So I need to heal up. I'll just have some brews up here. Then I'll go back down. I'll swim quickly towards it. Feed it another angler gel. And that's kind of the way it goes. Now, I tend to take 5 brews with me because if I have them on my person whilst I'm doing this, the brews do, of course, spoil quicker, and I don't want them to spoil as quick as they do on my person. So that's why there is a fridge on the raft. There we go. So almost halfway tamed. Now do bear in mind that my scuba gear might potentially break at some point, and I have used it for the purposes of making several taming videos prior to this, so it is pretty much on its way out. And obviously every time the manta hits me, it does also affect the durability of my equipment as well. So might as well get some more brews and heal up. I'm not necessarily in any trouble, but I don't want to die. And even if I do, I should be able to retrieve my equipment. It is in my raft. Oh, he's looking at me, and he's got me stuck again. Alright. There we go. This is one of the more complicated creatures to tame, as are the eels, and I'll show you how to do that in a separate video. The eels are actually quite cool to have. They do get a pack bonus, but that's going to be for a separate video. I do want to keep the full, or as much of this video as possible without chopping it up too much, just to kind of show you how the whole taming process goes. And obviously with this you get to see why I designed the raft the way I did. And it does come in handy when you're taming stuff like this. Alright. It's in that corner. It's aggressive. Now the problem with that when it's doing its tail swing is it will hit me even if I'm behind it. So I need to try and time it as best as I can. Ooh. Right. So that kind of sucks for me. Let's swap out what's broken. Put that there. I'll grab this one because it's easier to repair, and I'm sure it will break by the time the manta's tamed. It still has quite a ways to go. There we go. I managed to get that one in. I'm still okay for health. Manta's nearly tamed. The manta doesn't necessarily have a lot of health once it's tamed, but it does swim quite fast, and it is able to jump out of the water, which is pretty cool as well. I'm waiting for it to calm down a tad bit before I go back in. I think it's happy there in that corner, so I'll just sneak up behind it and give it some more angler gel. That's a bit of a difficult word to pronounce, angler gel. Whoop, I want to get in here. I don't know where the manta is, so that's why I have to come out here. Okay, I see it. Now there probably is a way where you can probably fly out a random distance and have the manta calm down. That could also work if you have, say, a flyer on your raft. For the purposes of this video, I don't have a flyer on the raft. I do want to show the more complex side of trying to tame the manta when it's angry. It can be done, as you can see. It's not like other passive creatures where once it's angry and aggroed on you, you won't be able to feed it. You can feed it, and when it's angry, it does do damage to your equipment, as you can see. But as I said, a lot of my equipment had already taken damage just simply by using it to tame other creatures. That's what happens with the scuba stuff. And there we go, one tamed manta. Now, of course, in order to ride the Manta, you will need a Manta saddle, and you can craft that at level 28, and there are the requirements that you need in order to craft the saddle itself. So I'm just going to get rid of all the stuff that I don't want to have on me, just to be extra lighter, and then I'll show you what is so cool about the Manta. I was going to put in the brews, but I think I might use them up and top up on health whilst I have them. There we go. So let's go and take the Manta out for a ride. Let's put the saddle on it. This is what it's got in terms of health and weight. So as you can see, a decent creature, not a lot of health, so I wouldn't go picking too many fights with the Manta, but it can do something pretty darn cool, and that is this. So that makes it quite a cool creature. It does help you get away from dangerous things in the water. And it does jump quite a fair distance as well. So, very, very nice. Let's go and see if we can upset a creature here and then try and get away from it. So I did see a shark, a megalodon in the distance. We'll go and say hello to it, and then I'll try and get away. So like it's quite easy to get away. As you can see, it gets quite a bit of distance on that jump, if you will. However, be careful. They do tend to be derpy around the edges of the water, and you do not want to land with the Manta on land because it will automatically kill it. That is pretty much it for this video, folks. I do hope that you have enjoyed it and found it useful and informative. If you have, please don't forget to support me and the channel by hitting that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and haven't already for more similar content from myself. And if you have just subscribed, why not check out some of my other videos and guides here on this channel. Who knows, you might just enjoy them. And don't forget to hit that bell icon so that you get notified when I upload new videos and content to the channel. Also, for those interested, you can always find me on the Sethtopia Discord. A link to this, of course, you can find down below in the video's description, as well as in a pinned comment from myself. Until next time, stay safe, folks.